Hi everyone, welcome back to Creatively Crafted Life. My name is Melanie and today is the beginning of Finish It February. Hard to believe we are already into February, but it is what it is. And this is the month where I try and focus on finishing up older projects, classes. Quite often it features my December daily project, just things that I want to wrap up and need that little push to get me through to the finish line, so to speak, or at the very least make some progress towards finishing it. So this first week I thought I would focus on some projects and classes. I have a couple projects left over from the Crop and Create from November 2024. I have this Color Play card set, You're the Man. I have a Close to My Heart Fresh Air scrapbooking kit, one from Christmas, Holly and Ivy, and I also have an interactive layout kit from, it looks like Photo Play. I am going to Alaska in May, so I thought this would be a good layout to include in my 12 by 12 album, and I'll probably do a separate album for all the adventures. So I don't know if I'm going to get through all of these. We'll see how far we get. And you'll see right now what I all made. Okay, so I have finished some of the projects. Did I get everything done? I think so. I think I got through all of the kits or the classes that I had hoped. First up are the Photo Play cards. For the most part, I kept them fairly close to the original design. I think I may have changed up a couple just because I'm not really big on the gambling side of things. And yeah, so this is one that I changed slightly and just said, "Hey Ace." I thought that would make a cute masculine card. But yeah, for the most part, I kept them exactly the way they were designed. And there's a couple dad's cards, so I'm good for the next couple years. And that's the last one. I also finished the SCT Christmas class. I had 2 sets of cards to make. So the first one was using this bell. Is this a bell? Yeah, this is a bell, a jingle bell. Anyways, I did switch this one up a little bit just because, how do I say it? It was kind of leaning itself to being a little bit over the top. And I don't mind being over the top to some extent, but this was even more over the top for me. So I just figured, why not make it my own? This one is pretty much close to the original. She did have us use like a piece of colored cardstock for this rim, which I thought it would look better just all in the silver. So I do like that. And then on the inside, we were supposed to put this really big sentiment, and I'm okay with just leaving it. This is really cute. I think these would make really fun ornaments for a Christmas tree too, I think, especially if you have a big one. And this one I changed up quite a bit. This is one of those tent cards, and I actually messed it up a little bit in that I didn't score this far enough down. So what's ending up happening is that I really have to like tuck it way back here in order to make it work, but it does still work, so I'm not gonna worry too much about it. For this one here, she was using some other foiled leaves, kind of almost like an inlay, except they weren't inlaid, they were just on top. So it was like foiled leaves on top of this all over. It was just a little bit too much for me. So I thought instead I would just use color blended ink and do it on top of a gold metallic jingle bell with a pink bow. And then I just made a little bow at the top. So a bow on top of a bow. And then on the inside, I did put the large letters and more of the stars to kind of hold everything in place. I think those are cute. And that was from Stamps of Life by Stephanie Bernard. This was a SCT exclusive set with a few different themes under Christmas. I only made 3 of the cards. Well, technically 3 were what was intended, and then there were 2 bonus cards. I didn't really care for the bonus, and so I was okay with letting them go. This one is just some really basic stamping and embossing, and a few little sequins on top to finish it up. I think that turned out cute. This one's a little bit of die cutting and paper piercing. This is really cute. I really love this little foam heart. I think that's super adorable. And I like the fact that they told us to round, like don't straight cut the edges, but to round them so that they look a little bit more dimensional in the cups. I thought that was a really good tip. We had an embossing folder, but to be honest, I think it's somewhere in my pile of stuff to be put away. So I used one of my other embossing folders for the edge, which was this snowflake. And then the last one was this mistletoe card, and I think that one turned out really cute as well. I also worked on some close to my heart kits that I had, and one of them was a outdoor theme, and it talked about making a few card bases at the end. Now, it assumed you had the stamp set, which I didn't. So what I did was I sort of took the bits and pieces and then went into my stash and pulled out other items. So for instance, this one here, the sentiment piece, I think this was actually from Dollar Tree maybe at one point, but I thought that went on really well, and I think this will make a great masculine card. I used leftover bits from the collection and just kind of made it work. You've seen these before. This is just punched out of, I think, a Jen Hadfield paper. This one here, I pulled the sentiment from a Pink Fresh foiled sentiment set. And this one where it says happy, happy birthday, this was, I think, a crepe paper? No. Might be a crepe paper, like, birthday collection. Yeah, it was okay. That's probably my least favorite one. This here is leftover from the scrapbook layouts, and then another foiled sentiment. Here's another one of those birthday sentiments, so that turned out pretty cute. This is basically the same card, just a different sentiment. Here's another one like that earlier one, only it had a bigger tree on there. So those were the cards using the leftover bits from the kit. Now here are the pages. Okay, so this is the first layout. Like I said, it has an outdoor kind of theme to it. I don't think I changed anything, if anything, from the original layout. It's a layout I've done often, you know, just a band with a bunch of photos, and then they intermixed like a pocket card and just some embellishments. Pretty simple. What I loved about this one was the background paper. And I know sometimes I look at like this kind of photorealistic background paper and I kind of go, I don't know how to use it. And I love what they did with this. Like, I loved how, you know, they have it peeking up at the top, and it just makes this look so interesting. And then there are the photo placements, and then just a really basic band. I really do enjoy this one. This last one almost has a Alison Davis kind of look with the bands of paper. She's quite known for that. I probably would have just by default, you know, lined these up against the edge as a band as well. But I do like that they spaced it down a little bit and staggered the photos. So something a little bit different. Now, you guys all know that I'm notorious for doing these pages, and I have a lot of them. So I need to go back and start filling in some photos. I am working on a video, you guys. I have been struggling with some health issues, and it has really knocked me back a bit on some of the productivity. The next was another scrapbook kit from Close to My Heart, and I just love this kit. It's so pretty. Yeah, it's just really pretty. Lots of embellishments, which is super fun, and these deer are just adorable. What I also liked about this was that while they had common themes like some of the colors and the deer, like this looks like a totally different spread than the last one, which is quite fun. Lots of room for photos. I usually do a December daily, which mine from this past year is not done yet. Maybe in February it will get done. We'll see how I feel. But I do also like to do some sort of nod to the Christmas in my chronological album. So that's what these would probably be used for. And I'm okay using the same photos, again, because they're two different albums for two very different purposes. At least that's how I look at it. And look at this one. This is the third one. I think they knocked this kit out of the park. Like the layouts are just really beautiful and very different from each other. Okay, and then the last kit I played with was from Photoplay, and it had an Alaska theme to it. So a friend of mine had gone on an Alaska cruise, like a scrapbooking Alaska cruise, and that I think was part of it. I want to think that she had an extra kit or something, so that's why she gave it to me. So this one was fun. Again, not my normal kind of look, which is what I love about taking classes. I don't use like the silhouette or Cricut that often for titles. I really should. I really love this kind of mountain die cut. I think that's a lot of fun. I did change up a few little things from it, but very minor. Overall, it was probably pretty much the same layout. And then the last one is a little bit more interactive, and I'm not quite sure yet how I would put this in my album. So I'm looking for suggestions from you all if you have any. I love it. I think it's a fantastic layout. Again, a really great kind of silhouette cut or Cricut cut title. I really love that. There's space for a couple photos. And here, and then there is a waterfall. I don't know if you've ever seen these before, but basically you usually have a tab or something that you can pull at the bottom, and when you pull that, this kind of flips up, right? So you can see all the different photos that you can add. Now the problem with this is that if this is sitting in a page protector, how do I get the waterfall to work? So the only thing I can think of at this point in time is either I leave it out of a page protector and punch holes in it, or add some kind of band on here that has the holes to allow it to go in, or I put it in the page protector, and then in the page protector I cut out, you know, this rectangular shape so that this part is out above the page protector. Does that make sense? I don't know how else you would get this to flip without having to take the page out, which kind of, I don't know, takes away a little bit from it. What do you guys think? Cut the page protector? Or just add like some tabs on here, like three tabs that I can then put this in and leave it outside of the page protector. So that, my friends, is my Finish It February episode. I usually try to do one of these a week. I have no idea, you guys, if I'm going to have the time or inclination. Like I said, I've been struggling with some health issues, so we'll see how it plays out, but stay tuned, because I'm going to have something regardless. And if you are playing along with Finish It February, basically just pull something out of your stash that you want to work on completing, or at least make progress towards. I'd love it if you shared your projects either below, what it is you're working on, or even better, if you join my Facebook group. The link is in the description below, and you post pictures of what it is that you're working on or what it is that you finished. Would love to see that. Thanks so much, you guys, for hanging out with me, and until next time, happy crafting.